Father had indeed convinced him to leave his bone dragon puppet behind. It was argued that the sheer weight of the skull alone would sink the ship. Alex had protested that it was merely a theory and not fact, but when Father mentioned it would, at best, slow our travel and delay us from finding my body, Alex changed his tune. Nathaniel breathed in deeply, lifting his square face to the open skies as a new calm honeyed his voice. Too long. He sighed, smiling. Been too long since I be getting my sea legs back. Alex folded his arms on the wooden rail and watched the waves lap in a rhythmic lull. How long has it been for you? Nathaniel stroked his scraggly beard, his bare ears folding down sadly from under the plumed hat. He was still staring at the blue skies. I can't rightly remember, lads. 100 years? Hundreds? I tell ye, 'tis a crime to be on land so long. I lived by the seas and died by them. The Morinsian reapers picked me corpse up and reaped my NecroSeam fast enough afore I could rot, but then I got slammed into them wee little caves. He glanced at us briefly, shrugging an apology. No offence, ye grimlings be content with your tunnels and ceilings, but me? Ho! Nathaniel shook his head in a dramatic frown, then leapt onto the railing with his chest pulled high and his arms stretched wide, his long ruffled sleeves flapping in the wind as he sucked in a deep breath and released it in an overjoyed laugh. Ha 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 ha! Bloods, did I miss the smell of fish and salt, the breeze on my back, and a spray of foam in the morning waters? His laughter dwindled to a pleased chuckle, and he stepped down from the rail, grabbing the helm with one thick hand, while his other gripped a nearby rope. He sighed dreamily. Oh, aye, I used to spend night after night looking up at the stars. Charting the next course, exploring island after island, soaking up sun and stars alike. But Nathaniel, Alex began, the top of my window in the psyche bowing as he knit his brow. Aren't you Grimmish? Your hair? The corner of his lips cracked a grin, and he slid a hand through his black strands from under his hat. I was born in the caves, just as you were. Couldn't stand the tight space, never could. 'Tis hard to be a claustrophobic grimling. He winked. I left when I was a lad, younger than the both of you. The surfacing ports weren't as nice and fancy as they are these days, but they were just as quick. My first steps on surface land was the greatest moment of my life. He spit at the floor and waved us off. Enough of that, lads, go on. Why don't you go settle yourselves in? Make sure you get something in that stomach of yours. Alex grinned, seeing that the glint in Nathaniel's eyes had grown distant and focused on the horizon. We left the captain to his duties and nostalgia. Alex went to the lower deck and stopped to overlook the bobbing waves of lively ocean, leaning over the rail and taking a deep breath of salty sea air. Well, he said, we're nearly there. I smiled thinly from the psyche. Nearly, but won't it be strange? Not able to talk like this anymore. Strange? He pushed up the rail. We'll be talking face to face, as it was before. For once it will be... right. It will be right. I tested the words curiously. It's been too long to remember what that was like. Far too long, he agreed. Willow suddenly skipped beside him and crushed the air from his lungs.
Can you believe this?
She laughed with delight.
In a matter of weeks, you'll be yourselves again. We'll have Xavier back.
He pried her off, grumbling. Yes, and I look forward to having personal space again.
Ugh.
I pushed myself out of the psyche to take control, the ocean breeze brushing my face. I clasped Willow's hand in a chuckle. Soon, darling, I said wistfully. I'll see you with my own eyes again. She squeezed my fingers, her smile glowing.
Not soon enough.
She laughed and strode to the upper deck, peering over the expansive horizon and speaking with our captain. I sighed and walked out to the deck, the sunlight hot on my cheeks as I lifted my chin, wind licking my hair wildly.